This is Jonathan Aguilar here for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined all the way from Philadelphia by Unbeaten Heavyweight Sonny Conto, the Bronco. Sonny, thanks very much for coming on and joining us. How you been? How's life in Philadelphia
Good,
right
I'm
now?
good. I appreciate you having me on the show.
We spoke a bit off air about sort of life in Philadelphia. What's the situation right now where you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the rioting has stopped. Everything seems to be opening up a little bit. I believe we're in like the yellow section or however that stuff goes, but hopefully we'll be in the green soon. So.
How's the last few months been? How much training you managed to do?
So, as everyone knew, I had a fight coming up June 25th, and I got an injury in sparring, and the last round of sparring. So it's been a little bummer. This is 2 fights now in a row. It was a little setback. First, the COVID canceled the one bout I had, and then now this this minor setback will be a major comeback. What
injury did you suffer?
I don't really want to speak on the injury. Just I'm very heartbroken that it's a big opportunity for me to be on ESPN and showcase my skills to the world. So it's just something I don't want to really dwell on or speak on really.
Fair enough. For the UK fans that don't know who you are, 5-0, 6-0 rather. Yeah, five knockouts.
Yes,
first of all, talk to me about how you sort of got into boxing. What was the path in?
So growing up, I'm born and raised in South Philadelphia. It's just a hungry city. Kids all have a hungry dream, and I was always a physical kid growing up, and I had a good baseball career going for myself, and I focused my time fully on boxing after the years of baseball, and some things happened that I couldn't perform in baseball, so I turned back to boxing. I always boxed since I was 10 years old, in and out of the gym, and having as many fights as I could, or staying active as I can with it. And my father is my trainer, so even at home we would still be being active. It wouldn't just be in the gym. And I focused my full time on boxing. I knew I would be a professional athlete no matter what I did, because I'm just naturally gifted. I'm just an athlete, you know what I mean? So I knew whatever I chose, whatever path I chose, I would be okay.
What was your amateur career like? Was it long?
Yes, I was like maybe 65. I had a lot of fights, man.
65. Wow. So you've turned over, as I say, 6 wins, 5 by KO. Happy so far with the sort of the start to the career?
Yes, I mean, I still, a lot of development and things that I need to, learn and get better at. I mean, there's always room for improvement. So, I need to get more rounds under my belt and more experience as such in the pros, you know what I mean? But yeah, so far so good. I mean, undefeated is always good.
You said sort of you love boxing from a young age as well as baseball. What fighters did you watch when you were growing up?
I watched everybody. I mean, I loved Arturo Gatti. I like everybody. I mean, the Klitschko brothers were dominant. I actually liked Tyson Fury back when he was a cruiserweight. So him coming up from his start, and so yeah, I mean, I watch everybody. I love a lot of fighters. You know what I mean? And I pick from a lot of fighters different games and things they do and stuff like that.
I mean, talking about Tyson Fury, I've read somewhere that you actually met him as an 11-year-old. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I did meet Tyson Fury. He came to the U.S. and he fought. It was like Ireland versus U.S. or whatever it was, and it was down near my neighborhood. and you know, like the local where they have pro bouts at. And yeah, he was actually fighting a guy that I knew, and they were like, you know, they had a little thing going back and forth, and he wound up getting a knockout that night. So I was like a fan as soon as, you know what I mean, since ever I could remember I first met him. And then it was just crazy. It was like a dream come true to come into camp with him and, you know, help him for a fight. It's like dreams come true, you know what I mean?
So you helped him for the Tom Schwartz camp, is that correct?
Yeah.
Correct. What was that experience like with Tyson Fury at that point?
It was definitely a life-changing experience, you know what I mean? I mean, I'll never forget it. I feel like I've learned so much from it. You know, and not just the boxing aspect of it, the mental as well. You know, I mean, I was living in a house with him, so we would have breakfast chats. We would have, you know, I was picking his brain as much as I could be around him and take advantage of it. I was picking his brain. So, you know, it was, you know, any conversations that came up, whether it was car rides or anything, just it was awesome experience, man. It's just speechless.
What were you most impressed about inside and outside of the ring with Tyson?
His confidence.
Hmm.
You know, my dad preaches to me, confidence breeds success. Success breeds confidence. It's so true to me. You know what I mean? It's just especially growing up in South Philly. I feel like you need to be confident. You know what I mean? And of course, it takes years of hard work and dedication and commitment and things like that that comes behind it. And, you know, a lot of people don't see that behind closed doors.
I mean, when you sparred him, he was obviously the Tom Schwartz fight, wasn't it? So you'd had the first fight with Deontay Wilder. I've heard or I've read that you were, I believe, one of the only sparring partners, or if not the only sparring partner, he didn't drop.
Yeah, actually, that is true. Actually, you know, from the guys that were there, I mean, you know, I didn't get dropped. I've seen him drop about 2 or 3, but you know, it was awesome.
Therefore, when the second Wilder fight came about, and he was saying to everyone that he was going to knock Wilder out, a lot of people didn't believe him.
I knew it.
Did you know?
I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I just knew it. Especially, you know, a lot of people were also like, he put on weight, you know, since the Otto Wallin fight, and I knew his game plan. You know what I mean? Especially with, you know, his trainer, and you got to bully a bully. You know what I mean? And he followed it to the T. So it was a great job from him. Great performance, and you know, he made a lot of new fans as well. I mean, that was masterclass performance.
Were you in the camp for the second Wilder fight or not? No. Okay. In terms of sort of the second fight, he obviously won quite convincingly. There's talk of a third fight with Deontay Wilder. How do you see a third fight going?
I think the same thing. I think, you know, it just carries on over the momentum. You know what I mean? And then I think he's honestly gonna dust Joshua as well. I mean, same kind of way. I mean, people might think I'm crazy, but that's my prediction.
So you think he'll win by stoppage against Joshua?
Yes.
Back onto you. You mentioned about sort of the confidence you need sort of growing up in Philadelphia. Talk me through a bit about sort of your childhood. Was it a tough upbringing or?
I didn't ever need for anything. I have great parents that are, you know, so involved and invested in me, and they brought me up the right way, and I'm so blessed to have them in my life. Like I said, my father is my trainer. He's with me every step of the way through this, and my mother controls everything behind closed doors that people don't see. So I never needed anything. But you know, growing up in South Philly, you know, there's street fights. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's, you know, it's like that. Every kids are physical out here. I feel like are tough. You know, I mean, everyone from Philly is known tough. You know what I mean? We're coming to fight.
Hmm. As you say, from Philadelphia, you've had some of the great boxers we've seen over the years, including Bernard Hopkins,
No Frazier.
Joe Frazier as well. how much ambition, how much, you know, how much does that inspire you to become sort of the next major thing in Philadelphia?
For sure. I mean, I think it's huge, you know, especially, you know, I know Rocky is like a fictional character, but I'm like the real Rocky, you know what I mean? I live on the same exact street that Rocky ran down, 9th Street. It's just like a rewritten, it's like, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, Joe Frazier, you know, Bernard Hopkins, you know, Julian Williams, Cool Boy Steph, Jaron Ennis, next world champ. So I mean, we have great talent. You know what I mean?
Mm. How did the nickname the Bronco come about?
So my father made it up. Uh, you know, Rocky was the Italian stallion. I'm the Bronco, so it's kind of like a, you know, like a playoff. You know, and it just stuck. I punch like a Bronco kick, and you know, it just rings, it sticks, it makes sense.
For those that haven't seen your style yet, who do you compare your style to, and how can you describe your style?
I feel like I'm a maybe like I want to like a heavyweight Canelo. You know, uh, I could move, I could box, I could bang. I'm smart. Having, you know, ring IQ is a main factor, and you know, being in there with guys like Fury, that's the only real way I believe to improve that ring IQ and things like that. So improve that ring IQ and things like that. So yeah, I mean, you know, I think I would say like a big, you know, heavyweight Canelo maybe.
Um,
That makes sense.
yeah, 100%. With sort of your return to the ring when you come back from injury, obviously Top Rank doing, you know, shows sort of every week, twice a week. Are you hoping to get on one of these shows towards in a couple months or so?
Absolutely. I mean, as soon as you know, my injury is complete, like I said, I'll be back better than ever, and the return will definitely be anticipated and appreciated.
Do you have a date in mind for that at the moment?
I don't. I don't. I have an appointment to complete, and I'll know more of that.
Hmm. In terms of sort of people in your division, um, in America, I know there's a lot of heavyweight talent. Off the top of my head, Guido Vianello is coming up through the ranks. You've got Jared Anderson. Um, are these all possible fights for you in the future?
Definitely down the line. You know what I mean, we're all bound to run into each other. You know what I mean? But I think it's smart to, you know, wait. I mean, I'm not going to 6 round fights. No.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, you know, yeah. Me and my team know what we're doing and what our plan is, and you know, future goals are.
And you said to me a bit off camera your desire to one day fight in the UK. Do you watch many
I
of the
would love
UK
that.
heavy?
Well, I would love to come to the UK. I don't need to fight in the UK.
Hmm.
I mean, you know what I mean? But, you know, you never know down the line. My fan base is very strong where I'm at as well. You know what I mean? I don't need to go to any country, or, you know, if that day comes, you know, I heard Tyson Fury mention Emmanuel Stewart says, you know, you need to travel to other countries and be great. And, you know, obviously for world titles, you follow me? So what makes sense? Like I said, me and my team know what we're doing and what our, you know, plans are. I have a great manager, David McWhorter, the best manager in the game. And, you know, my father, the best trainer in the game. And we know what we're doing. Our plan is.
Brilliant. Well, Sonny, I appreciate you giving us some time today.
Thank you. I
Tell us
appreciate it.
tell us where we can follow you on social media.
You can find me on Twitter at Sonny Conto. I'm not really on there a lot. I'm more on Instagram, Sonny_Conto. You know, I answer my fans, and I appreciate you having me on your show, and I greatly appreciate that.
No problem at all. Look forward to seeing your return, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
we'll catch up soon.
Thank you.